Kia ora koutou katoa. Ko Sophie taku ingoa. My name is Sophie, and I will be taking you through this course advice presentation for Waipapa Taumata Rau, the University of Auckland. In this video, we will cover some key tips for your first year with us, degree structures and how to plan out your degree, how to navigate the enrolment system, including finding your class timetable, key upcoming dates, and how to access further support. Let's start with the basics, some terminology and tips that will help you in your first year. We will first take a look at our faculties. So at the University of Auckland, we have 6 different faculties. Each faculty looks after different programs, study interests, and research areas at the university. As you can see here, we have 6 faculties. Within each faculty, you will find that they also branch out into their own little departments and schools. These look after different areas within each faculty. So, for example, under the Faculty of Science, you may find the Department of Statistics or the School of Environment. So, essentially, a faculty is a faction within the university, normally focused on 1 or 2 broad subject areas, and a department or a school is a smaller unit inside the faculty which is focused on one specific subject. So continuing on with some more key terms, first up on this list is university. So this is a pretty self-explanatory one, but this is the institution that you're studying with. Next up is undergraduate. An undergraduate is essentially a student who is studying their first degree at university. So being an undergraduate student simply means that you have not yet received a tertiary level qualification. The first undergraduate degree undertaken by a student at the university is usually a bachelor's degree. Program refers to the specific course of study you enroll in. For example, you may enroll in a Bachelor of Commerce. Degree. This is the qualification that you get at the end of your program. So for example, once you graduate, you may get a Bachelor of Science degree or a Bachelor of Engineering. Next in the list, we have majors and specializations. A major is the main subject or topic you'll focus in on in your degree. This might be something like history, criminology, marketing, or something else. And a specialization refers to a more specific focus within your program. For example, if you were studying engineering, you may specialize in something like civil engineering or mechanical engineering. When you look at doing our bachelor's degree, you will find that they offer either majors or specializations. Please note that we do not offer minors at the University of Auckland. Generally speaking, majors are a little bit more flexible than specializations. Some programs do allow you to do a single major, but in most you'll be doing a double major. A double major simply refers to a degree that includes 2 majors, whilst a single major only involves 1. At university, about 1/3 of the papers you take in your degree would make up a major. A specialization, on the other hand, is a specific focus area. This normally includes higher level study, and when you pick something as your specialization, your degree will be quite focused on that topic. You won't be able to combine a specialization with a major or double specialize something. So now that we've covered some key terminology, I want to encourage you all to apply as soon as possible, and remember to always check the deadline for applications for your desired program. This slide here references the closing date for applications, but remember, the sooner you apply, the better. Please don't leave it up until the closing date. In this section, we will go through degree structures and how you can actually find the courses you need to enroll in for your degree. Your degree at the university will consist of courses. Courses, papers, and subjects essentially mean the same thing, but at the University of Auckland, we typically refer to them as courses. If you have a look at the blue boxes on the slide here, you can see some examples of how courses might be referred to. As you can see, courses will generally have an abbreviated name denoting what that paper relates to, alongside an assigned number or code. So for example, the Stage 1 Psychology paper, Mind, Brain and Behaviour, may be referred to as Psych 109. The number attached to a course relates to the stage that the course covers. 100 level courses are Stage 1 university papers, 200 level courses are for Stage 2, 300 for Stage 3, and so on. As such, you will be looking out for 100 level courses when you enrol for your first year at university. Now, some numbers have a G at the end, for example, Law 121G. The G simply denotes that the course can be used as a general education paper. If you don't know what a general education paper is just yet, don't worry, we'll cover a bit more about what that means later on in the presentation. Now, courses are made up of tutorials or labs and lectures. Your timetable at the university will be split into these components. Lectures could range from 50 to 600 people. This is where you learn the majority of your course content in a larger group setting. Tutorials or labs are a smaller subset of that lecture. So for every lecture you have, you will also generally have a tutorial or a lab to go along with it. These can be made up of usually around 10 to 25 people, and this is where you'll spend time going through your readings, the content you learnt in your lectures, working on assignments, and having lots of group discussions. Typically, a standard week at the university would consist of 2 to 3 hours worth of lectures and 1 tutorial or lab per course. As previously mentioned, university programs are made up of courses. Each course you take at the university has a specific amount of points associated with it. The average number of points per course is 15. During the semester, you will do assessments for each of the courses that you are enrolled in. Then, at the end of the semester, if you successfully pass the necessary assessments, you will pass that course and you'll earn the associated amount of points. This means that if you do the typical 4 courses per semester and you pass every course, you will earn 60 points. 2 semesters per year means that each year, doing the standard full-time study of 8 courses per year will earn you 120 points as long as you pass all of your courses. Do this 3 times across 3 years, and there you have it. You will have taken 24 courses, earning you 360 points, which is the average amount of points needed to be awarded your bachelor's degree. Another way to think about this is think of points as currency. You have to pay to get your degree. The currency needed to pay for your degree with is points. Earn enough currency, pay for your degree, and graduate. Here we will take the first year of a Bachelor of Arts majoring in Criminology and Politics and International Relations as an example. You can see that we've chosen Crim 100, Politics 106, Socio 100, and Politics 107. These are all courses that count toward these majors. On the next slides, we will see how we chose these courses. Before we get into that though, there are a few important things to understand. First, not every course shown for a major is compulsory. Instead, most degrees are made up of a mix of required courses and a list of approved courses that you can choose from. Second, some courses count toward your major, but they are not mandatory. You are choosing from a set of valid options rather than ticking off a fixed list. And third, every bachelor's degree has some compulsory components such as general education that all students must include regardless of their major. So when we say that a student is building their degree, what we actually mean is that they are selecting a combination of courses that count toward their majors, compulsory degree requirements like general education, and approved courses to make up a full-time workload. Now let's walk through how we built this example. You can use the curriculum catalogue on our website to explore all the courses available in your program. It shows you which courses are required, what each course is about, how you'll be assessed, and whether it's offered in semester 1 or semester 2. Once you're in the curriculum catalogue, you can search for your program of study. So we'll continue with using the Bachelor of Arts, majoring in Criminology and Politics and International Relations as an example. So once you've searched for and chosen the program, the first place students should look is the degree plan page for their program. This page shows a full example of how a degree is structured from first year through to your final year. It's not telling you exactly what courses you must take, but it shows how a typical degree is put together, including how your majors, general education, and elective courses fit across those 3 years. For example, in the Bachelor of Arts, you can see a sample structure showing how a double major is spread across the degree, how many courses are usually taken each year, and where general education and elective courses sit within the overall plan. The key thing to understand here is that this is a model, not a fixed timetable. Students won't follow it exactly course for course, but it helps them understand and shape their degree before they start choosing their individual courses. Once you understand this overall structure, the next step is to go into the schedule of study. This is where you will start actually selecting the courses that meet those degree requirements and build your personalised degree plan. Print off the degree planner if you can, or keep it open in another tab. Next, navigate back to the page you were in previously and click on the schedule. The schedule has links to the majors available in the degree or the specialisations available in the degree, and each link will tell you the components that make up that major or specialisation. Because in this example we are completing a double major, we need to look at the requirements for both criminology as well as politics and international relations. When we open a major in the curriculum catalogue, the courses are grouped into 2 sections. Compulsory courses are exactly what they sound like. These are courses that every student in the major must complete. There is no choice in these papers and they must be taken as part of the degree. Under that, you will see elective courses. In this context, elective courses means courses that you must choose from a set list to meet the requirements for each of your majors. You are not expected to take all of them, but you are required to take a certain number of points from that approved list in order to complete the major. So, in criminology, you are required to take 90 points from a list of approved courses. That includes courses like Crim 100, sociology papers, politics papers, as well as higher level criminology courses. Even though they are called electives, they are still controlled options. They are all pre-approved courses that can count toward the major, and you must choose enough of them to meet the points requirement. Then there is a second meaning of the word elective at university level, which is different again. These are courses that you want to take that you meet the prerequisites for. We will come back to this once we have chosen the core components that make up each major in our degree. So first we looked at the criminology section and we identified Stage 1 courses that can count toward the major. Stage 1 simply means 100 level courses such as Crim 100. Crim 100 is one possible course that can count towards criminology, so we went ahead and added it to the plan. Next, we returned to the schedule of study and we opened politics and international relations. Again, we looked for 100 level courses and we identified Politics 106 and Politics 107 as courses that can count toward the major, and added these to our first year plan. We added Politics 106 to Semester 1 and Politics 107 to Semester 2. At this point, we had selected courses that contribute toward both of our majors, but we still didn't have enough courses for a full year of study. So we went back to the schedule of study and we selected another Stage 1 course that can also count toward the Bachelor of Arts. In this example, we added Sociology 100. We then added a general education course. This is a compulsory part of every bachelor's degree, so every student needs to include it at some point in their program, usually in their first year. Finally, we filled the remaining spaces with elective courses. Electives are basically any course that you want to enroll in that you meet the prerequisites for. They can be used to explore other subjects or to support an interest area. Once we combined courses from both majors, added the general education requirement, and filled the remaining spaces with approved electives, we reached a full first-year workload of 8 courses. The key point is that this process is not about just continuing to build one major until it is complete. It is about building a valid full-time combination of courses that meets degree requirements while leaving room to progress your majors over the full duration of your study. You can find general education papers listed in either the numbered schedules or the open schedule on our website. Schedules 1 through 5 show general education papers that are open to students in specific programs, while the open schedule includes papers open to all students regardless of their degree. If we open Schedule 1, we can see that there is a list of programs that this schedule applies to. With the open schedule on the right, these courses are available to students in any degree program. For those of you who are planning a conjoint degree, it's the same idea. Compulsory courses come first, fill those in, and then go from there. If we take a look at the middle example on the slide depicting a Bachelor of Engineering and a Bachelor of Design conjoint, you can see that engineering has quite a large number of compulsory papers. So most of the spaces in this year are dedicated to the engineering degree. This is particularly prominent when you compare it to the more flexible degree options in a conjoint, like the arts and science example at the top. If you are doing a conjoint, it is a really good idea to visit our student hub team to get some help when enrolling, just to ensure that you're taking all the papers that you need for both degrees. Now that we've gone through how to plan your degree, let's dive into how you can actually enroll in your courses. Once you have applied, you may receive a fast-track offer from the university. Fast-track offers typically go out from mid-May all the way through to December. This is basically the university saying you did a really great job in Year 12 and we think you'll hit the rank score for some of the degrees you've applied for based on this. Keep in mind all fast-track offers are still conditional offers. A conditional offer means that you have conditions that are attached to your offer, so this will generally mean meeting the rank score, UE, and any other subject or additional requirements needed for the program you've applied for. Some of you may have received a fast-track offer or many fast-track offers. You're more than welcome to accept one, two, or all of them. If you haven't received a fast-track offer, do not worry. Not all programs offer them, and your application to study will still be assessed once your Year 13 results are out. Once an offer is received, you can then log back into your application for admission online and follow the instructions to accept it. So once you have received and accepted your offer of study, you will be directed to Student Services Online, or SSO. You can access this through the main website. You do have to have accepted your offer of study to be able to enroll in your program. So enrolling is different to applying and accepting an offer into a program. You will need to enroll into courses under your program of study before you begin your first semester. We'll now go over some details about what the enrolment process entails. We do also have quite a few handy resources available on our website to help you through if you do get stuck. So on the right, you can see what the landing page of SSO, Student Services Online, looks like. As you can tell from all the icons, there are quite a few things that you can view and access through there, ranging from your academic records, any fees due, or a place to update your personal details. Once you do have access to SSO, I do recommend that you hop on and have a look at some of the features. For now though, we are going to go to the Enrolment tab. I'll now hand over to my colleague Finn, who will take us through navigating this system.
Kia ora, my name is Finn, and welcome to the University of Auckland. The first thing to do is to sign into Student Services Online and click the Enrol icon. Once the Enrol page finishes loading, select Add Classes With to select the enrolment method that best suits you. You have the choice of enrolling through Timetable Planner, My Program Requirements, Search by Class Number, or Class Search. Timetable Planner is the easiest way to enroll into your courses. It will help you to generate a timetable that fits with the classes and breaks that you want. There are two ways to enroll using Timetable Planner, through Search by Subject or through Cohort. The first, and the way that most students enroll, is by selecting classes by subject. Choose Add Classes With, then Timetable Planner. Choose the semester and click Timetable Planner. Click Add Course. Choose the subjects and courses that you want, selecting Add Course for each. Select Done to return to the main screen. You can also block out time for your own use by clicking Add Break. Simply enter the break name, start and end times, and days. Then click the Add Break button to return to the main screen. Click Generate Timetables to view your timetable. The second way to enrol, if you've applied for and been accepted into programs such as Bachelor of Health Science, Year 1, Biomedical Science, Year 1, Civil Engineering, Year 2 and 3, you will receive an email about how to enrol via Cohort after you have accepted your offer of admission. The general way to enrol is, when in Timetable Planner, click Add Course and select Cohort. Click Add Course and Done. Generate Timetable and view or select a timetable. Once you've selected your courses, you can finish enrolling. Select Enrolment Card. A breakdown of your proposed elements will be presented to you. You can check for timetable clashes by selecting Calendar View. Confirm you can enrol into chosen courses by selecting Validate. Any prerequisites, restrictions, or holds will show up. Click Return to Enrolment Card if your enrolments are validated. Select all courses you are wanting to enrol into and accept the terms and conditions. Click the Enroll button to finish enrolling.
So now that you've chosen and enrolled into your courses, we will jump back to the SSO homepage. You can see that there is a handy tab titled My Class Timetable. You can click this to view your schedule for the week throughout the semester. There is also a function to sync this to your digital calendar, which many students find very useful. When you go into the timetable tile, you'll see your class schedule for the week. Here is a side-by-side example of what a single degree timetable looks like on the left versus a conjoint degree timetable on the right. The student taking the conjoint degree is taking 5 papers in the semester shown. As you can see, 5 courses can fit into the schedule, but it is a bit more busy, so it's just good to be aware of if you are considering this. It's also good to note that your classes may not necessarily always be the same time week to week, so just make sure that you're checking the current week. Let's take a look now at some key dates as well as where you can access further support. So if you do need a hand navigating that enrolment system, there are a number of ways you can get assistance with this. We have a number of resources available through the website to help you with the enrolment system, including written instructions and videos that you can watch. If you want to talk to someone in person or online, you can always reach out to our wonderful student hubs. You could also watch our faculty course advice videos to give you program-specific guidance. Before university officially starts, we do have some exciting 6-week summer programs that you might be interested in looking into. Summer Start is a program giving eligible school leavers the opportunity to gain credits toward their degree and start their university journey early. Unibound Summer is an academic enrichment program that prepares Pasifika school leavers for university studies. Toia ki Waipapa is a program for Māori tauira that offers an on-campus experience with culturally appropriate learning and support to help eligible students take their studies to the next level. If you are interested in these programs, please note down the relevant dates on the slide and have a look at our university website online for more information. It is also good to be aware that these programs do have some fees attached to them, so we do highly recommend applying for the scholarships available for these programs. Now, there are quite a few key dates and deadlines that can feel like they come up quite quickly. We encourage you to register for updates to stay in the loop so that you don't miss any key information or any of those key dates as they do come up. Alongside encouraging you to register for updates, we have also developed this really handy step-by-step guide you can go back to each term to make sure you're on track and you know what's coming up. The QR code links to all of our team's events, so you can make sure that you register for any that interest you. And finally, ngā mihi everyone, thank you so much for watching. We hope that this has helped you to better understand your study with Waipapa Taumata Rau, the University of Auckland. If you have any questions or you would like further support, please don't hesitate to get in touch with our team or the dedicated Student Hub advisors.